With states reopening despite warnings of a possible second wave of COVID-19 infections, there is still no unified federal plan to test, contact trace, and ensure vital services are not interrupted. But now there is a growing support for expanding and funding national service programs like AmeriCorps to do exactly that. Joining me now are Los Angeles Mayor Eric Garcetti and Delaware Democratic Senator Chris Coons, who are both supporting this initiative. Senator Coons, we've talked to you before about the legislation, which is bipartisan. How would this work?
Oh, well, Andrea, thanks for a chance to be on, and great to be on with my friend Mayor Garcetti, who's helped lead this initiative in Los Angeles and in cities across the country. We have more than 80 co-sponsors in the House and the Senate of a bipartisan bill that would expand the existing national service program, best known as AmeriCorps. It would increase the pay modestly. It would increase the education award earned by members, but it would double this year the number of opportunity slots. So that would make it possible for 150,000 Americans who are currently unemployed or who are looking for an opportunity to serve to be engaged in response. This would be locally led and driven by commissions that already exist all over our country, appointed by governors, that include nonprofit leaders, state and local government leaders, civic leaders, and they would approve specifically targeted programs. In some states and cities, they might do contact tracing or testing. In others, they might help with combating hunger by supporting food banks. In others, they might work to support education, to provide needed enrichment and connectivity over the summer and into the fall. There's lots of different ways that a new generation of Americans can step forward and serve our nation, and I'm grateful that Mayor Garcetti has led a letter that has more than 50 bipartisan mayors supporting this bill around the country.
And Mayor Garcetti, you've been a leader out in California. You've already started expanding contact tracing. How would this work in cities such as yours? You've got one of the largest cities in the country, obviously.
Well, I want to thank Senator Coons for his extraordinary leadership. I'm proud to be alongside him and all my fellow brother and sister mayors from both parties and across this country. Look, simply put, we've got millions of people out of work and hundreds of thousands of jobs we need filled. And the quicker we can get them doing contact tracing, helping individuals and businesses with the benefits from the federal government, maybe even doing things like cleaning up cities and investing in infrastructure, the quicker we can get this economy back going. So for a few $1 billion, we could unleash $1 trillion of economic activity sooner. Our state certainly says we need a certain number of contact tracers. We're quickly trying to get that, but we've got out-of-work people. We've got this need, and this is a beautiful way of coming together, just as we did during the Depression with the Civilian Conservation Corps, the Cold War with the Peace Corps, during the War on Poverty with the Teacher Corps. It's time for this generation to have its CARES Corps that can step up, stand up, and do this for America.
And let me ask both of you also, the president is now leaving for Michigan. He is going into a state that requires wearing a face covering. He hasn't said yet, as far as I know, whether or not he is going to wear a mask. He hasn't been seen him wearing one. And he's also, as you know, done things that go against CDC guidelines and against FDA warnings in taking a risky medication. Mayor Garcetti, what should the president do in terms of the way he models behavior for the rest of the country?
Simply put, he's our commander-in-chief. I say real men wear face masks. When they're going to be with other people in public, it is our gateway to increasing freedom, more economic activity, and the greater opening up. And I think modeling that is something so important for all of our leaders. And any men who don't want to wear face masks, we got to get over ourselves and just do it.
And Senator Coons, your view on all this?
Andrea, I just took my mask off for the beginning of this interview and will be putting it back on as soon as I'm off camera. Scientific studies have shown if folks simply wear face masks regularly, we can cut transmission by 80%. Our president is a role model for many in our country. As we heard on your last segment, when he started talking about hydroxychloroquine as a possible preventive, the number of folks trying to get on this medication, taking this medication, went up dramatically in the United States. I was once, decades ago, on hydroxychloroquine, but for an appropriate prescribed purpose, preventing malaria, when I was a student in Africa decades ago. There is no demonstrated positive benefit from this. And so when President Trump refuses to take simple steps to follow science, to follow our public health leaders like Dr. Fauci and the recommendations that we've heard from organizations and entities around the country that are responsible for leadership on this, he is not just setting a bad example, but in some ways actively misleading the American people in a way that has prolonged this tragedy. Sometime in the next few days, we will pass the mark of 100,000 Americans who will have died from this pandemic in every state, in every territory. We need leadership that helps us show the way forward out of this.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.